welcome to Smart Class. Today we are going to study history for class 9th, part 2. Chapter 1, the French Revolution. So before beginning, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe my channel. Now let's begin with the chapter. In our previous video, we have already learnt about the France and the King of France. We also learnt about the division of society, system of estates and source of income. So if you want to see that video, so the link is given in the description box. Now let's begin with today's topic. That is, how was the condition of people due to increased taxes? As already we have discussed in our previous video that the French government increased the taxes and only the members of third estate has to pay all the taxes. Now let's study how the people were struggling to survive them. So, the population of France rose from 23 million in 1713 to 28 million in 1789. So, if the population is increasing, obviously the demand will also increase. But most of them were employed as workers and their wages were fixed. It means that if their wages are fixed, how will be they able to buy the grains? For example, if we have 2 members in our house and suddenly 2 more guests come at our home, then you have food grains according to 2 members for the whole month. But now we have 2 more members. So the grains will be over soon. So just like this, the same situation in France too. Due to this, the gap between the rich and poor widened. This led to the subsistence crisis in France, which means an extreme situation where the basic needs of livelihood are endangered. Now let's study the contribution of philosophers, that how did they contribute it. So the 18th century witnessed the emergence of middle class people. These also included the educated class people. So the people belonging to educated class believed that no group in the society should be privileged by birth. So the main philosophers were John Locke with his 2 treatises of government, which sought the idea of doctrine of divine and absolute right of the monarch. And another one is Jean-Jacques Rousseau with his social contract between the people and their representatives. Another one is Montesquieu with his The Spirit of Laws, in which he proposed the division of power within the government into executive, legislature and judiciary. He believed that the power should not be in the hands of one person. Rather, it should be divided into 3 basics government. Now let's study the causes for empty treasure. That what was the causes? So, first, long years of war. It means that France had wars with its neighbor which had drained its financial wealth. Second, the cost of maintenance of palace at Versailles. Third, France also helped the 13 American colonies to gain their independence from their common enemy, Britain. France has also taken loans from other countries. Now, France has also several expenditures to maintain its own army. So, these were the causes. Now, let's study the causes of revolt. As there were several causes of revolt, but the 3 main causes are: first, taxes; second, inequality; third, when the king rejected the proposal of one man, one vote. This term we will learn further in our video. Now, let's study the outbreak of the revolt. Now, there was a rule in France that whenever a king wanted to increase the taxes, it need to call a State General, in which the 3 estates send their representatives. It was, however, done last time in 1614, but due to the increasing revolt in France, Louis XVI has to call a State General Assembly on 5th May 1789 in the Resplendent Hall of Versailles. There were 600 members of the Third Estate, 300 representatives of the first and second estate each, means there were total 300 representatives from each estate. The philosophers of the third estate demanded for one vote, one man, but the king rejected the proposal because if he accepted the proposal, it's obvious that the members of the third estate were more and there were chances of the third estate to win. So, the people of the third estate moved out of the assembly in protest. Now, what they done? On 28 June, they assembled in the hall of indoor tennis court and declared themselves as the National Assembly of France. This incident is also known as the tennis court oath. They swore not to disperse until they have drafted the constitution for France. National Assembly was led by Mirabeau and Abbesius. Mirabeau belonged to noble family, but he wanted to be away from feudal privileges. He delivered powerful speeches to the crowd assembled at Versailles. Abbesius was a priest and he wrote the famous pamphlet, What is the Third Estate? And on 14th July, the agitated crowd destroyed the Bastille, killed the commander of the Bastille, and released the 7 prisoners from the jail. So, by seeing these revolutionary activities, Louis XVI finally accepted the principles of constitution and accepted that his powers would be now checked on the basis of constitution drafted. But do you think it was easy that now Louis XVI accepted the constitution? No. So what did he done? We will see it in our next video. And if you like my video, then like, share and subscribe. So that's all for today's video. In our next video, we will covering the topics how France became a constitutional monarch.